So in the last 2 weeks, I've driven my new Tundra about 2,000 miles already, going from California to Colorado and then taking a weekend trip to Durango. And it didn't take long for me to get tired of the stock radio that's in there, so I ended up picking up a Dasaita Vivid 13, and we're gonna go ahead and get that installed today. All right, so when we open up the box here, we have the manual and installation guide for Tundras 2014-2021. This is supposed to just be a plug and play application. One accessory cable bag, two accessories. Actually comes with little wedgie clips to take off the panels. So the scene actually has kind of a bezel on it already, so it should sit nice and flush with the dash. So on here, depending on what year Tundra you have, there's different setups. Just kind of look at the back of the radio there and it'll tell you which one to go with. Well, I do have a center console that I'm going to swap out with this bench seat here. Figuring this will keep it easier. Well, these are supposed to come off in two pieces. Mine did not, so we'll take that apart now. So it kind of all came out as one. These are just press fit in there, so just pull them out however they come out. It's all separate, single plug for the AC controls. Got some 10mm on the bottom. Much bigger screen between the two. Once you match the radio to the diagram for whichever year, you'll know which wiring harness you need to use. So I need to use the CB04, which they are labeled. So CB04. The other thing it really shows is that if the reverse camera's not working, there's two on the main harness here. There's a 4 or 4-1, which comes from different plugs here. If it doesn't work, it basically says swap it with the yellow camera from the left here. Swap it to the plug on the right. Even though there's two cameras here, it does have a front camera on this adapter here. So I'll probably be adding that in the future. Now everything on the back here is notched differently, so you can't really mess it up too much. You kind of just have to look at the wiring for the car, and then this is all for the accessories, so it kind of points to where each one goes. Only thing I'm not seeing, it could be because I don't have my glasses, I do have this USB adapter, and I'm not too sure where it goes, so I'm just going to not use it. The other two things I'm not going to use is, for now, it does come with a SIM card, so that way you can get like a 4G SIM card on here, as well as the 4G antenna. I'm just going to be hooking up Wi-Fi to my phone. So I shouldn't need those. Once I get in the car, I'll do the GPS antenna though, and the microphone. I'll find a routing for that. So I was able to put the GPS antenna in here and fish it through the speaker without drilling any holes. The hole around the speaker is big enough to go around it, but then it fits right here and brings you out front. So the one that had the second camera plug, that one does not have a plug. So I did see in other places that occasionally you will have some plugs that you will not use, and theirs all worked. So to be honest, I don't know what these are all for. They're funky plugs, so I'm going to assume I don't need them. And while I don't need these USBs, I do want them easy accessible in the future, so I am going to just kind of tuck them down so they come down low here. Now when you do take out your stock radio, you do need to take off these side plates, and they'll just fasten to the side of the new radio just using two of the screws. Recommend doing this before you wire up the radio. Push everything back in. Probably the hardest part is getting all the wires back in. I will say before you fasten it all in, turn on the car, make sure it works, make sure the backup camera is good. I did already do that. But make sure you plug in your AC controls because you will get an error for your airbags if you do not. Ask me how I know. Well, I know the screen you see reflection, but in person you don't really even see it at all. So it's just the way it picks up on camera. So I did kind of go through this thing a little bit. So as I played around with it, some things I noticed is when you go into the radio, it does kind of pre-do some local stations here with some nice artwork. I typically use CarPlay as Spotify. So you can see on here, it comes preloaded with a bunch of apps. And you kind of see how it is responsive. So the only comparison I have to a screen like this is my Boss unit in the Sequoia. This actually is way more responsive and a bigger screen, which is nice. So now I just have to button this up and it's all set. Now I'm happy with the install, went pretty easy. It all works great. I did, if you notice kind of the truck, I already did my front seat covers. I still have to do the rears as well as center console, so picked it up off eBay. I am just waiting for the duct for the rear vents. So once that gets in the mail, I'll go and install the center console. I haven't seen any videos on YouTube yet that have that swap, so I'll go ahead and do that just so there is a video at least on there. Seems pretty easy. A lot of people say it's a quick job, so that'll come. I'll do the rest of the seat covers and then we'll get to the exterior aesthetics before I start doing all the suspension swap from the 2008 Tundra. So I did get a color matched grille as well as new headlights, as well as I'm going to black out the bumper corners, or bumper caps I believe they're called. I think I'm going to try wrapping them. I've never wrapped before, so see how bad I do with that. And I would do the front and the back just to get rid of the chrome. So I'm not a radio review channel. I'm very simple when it comes to radios. I just miss CarPlay. I like the big screen. So it's gonna take me some time just to mess around with it and kind of, since I'm not a Android user, just getting back used to a Android tablet style radio. There's a couple other ones out there that I was looking at. So this Dasaita one had some good reviews. I believe there's the Stinger, the Phoenix, and the Linkswell radios. So I kind of looked at all that. This Dasaita seemed like the cheapest option out of all of those, and they all seem to have similar reviews. I like that it does look factory. It looks like something Toyota would put into their trucks. So it doesn't kind of replace and do the whole Tesla screen or anything like that. So I'm happy with it. But yeah, so I have plenty of new mods for the Tundra that will be in the upcoming videos. See you guys in the next one.